I'm Darth Medios. This is my new Darth Medios uniform. I'm going to be wearing a lot more, just a side note. I'm going to be reviewing this movie. Now, for those of you who can't read German, you're idiots. It's Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. You may have noticed that the last film in the Harry Potter series has been called Part 1. This is because the filmmakers want to make more money. I mean, give the fans more of what they want. In all seriousness, though, apparently their official excuse is that they think there's too much to fit in the 7th movie, so they decided to split it into 2. Harry Potter 7 is basically Harry going after the remaining Horcruxes. If you don't know what a Horcrux is, go watch Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Let me give you a hint. They're parts of someone's soul. You know how they split the soul? They kill people. You know how they put them in objects? I don't know. They never actually tell us. They just make some sort of special spell, which is never mentioned nor used in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, or Part 2, or Half-Blood Prince, or any of the other movies. I have a couple of main problems with this movie, but first let's just go through the good things, so we can get them out the way. The good parts about this movie are very, very numerous, but I'm going to nutshell them. The first thing that I absolutely loved about the movie was, of course, the fact it followed the book. The second one was somewhat harder to explain, but I think I've got it. What I love about the movie is the fact that it uses a lot of dark colours. I mean, in the first 2 movies, it was very bright and colourful. In the third one, it sort of dulled it a bit. In the fourth one, it got sort of more colourful. 5 and 6 rolled around, the colours started to drain. By now, all we basically see are either black, white, or dark colours. It's a really great effect, and I absolutely love it. Another thing that I love about the movie is the angles. Some of the angles in this movie are something that you can just look over. When I went back looking at the angles, I thought those are really, really good shots, and they really add to it. And some of them are very psychological in their value to the audience. I really like that. What I loved about the movie was the ending. But this is also part of hate, so we'll just blur the 2 lines here. The ending of the movie was absolutely brilliant. The lead up as well. That last 10-20 minutes, where they're in the Malfoy manor, and then finally escape and Dobby dies. It's movie magic. It's absolutely brilliant, and then Voldemort gets the Elder Wand, and I'm like, oh my god, what's going to happen next? And the credits roll. Fuck. So yeah, I was a bit disappointed with that, but what I did like about it was the fact that it really got us hyped for the next movie, and unfortunately the next movie's not coming out until halfway through this year. And it's going to be in 3D, which is kind of a weird choice to do it, but whatever. They're originally going to put this part in 3D, and there's a lot of moments where stuff should come out the screen that flies into the camera. You can sort of overlook them. I mean, it's not as bad as some other movies like Saw 3D, which really annoyed me. But in this movie, it's fairly legible, and yeah, you can just overlook it. I'm just going to condense down all the stuff I didn't like about the movie, because I really did love the movie, and I don't want to make it seem any other way. I don't want to change my mind, because I like liking the movie, because it makes me still have hope for the 7th Part 2. It's really the 8th movie. What I didn't like was the fact that it ended at such a high note. A lot of people can say to me, look, that's because they're trying to hype it up for the next one. To be honest, they did it too well. I could have sat through a 5-hour movie at the height they left it at. I would have gladly just gone to an intermission and then come straight back in. Because the way it ended with Voldemort getting the Elder Wand and blasting the sky, that is about the single most epic thing I've ever seen in a Harry Potter movie. Brilliant. But when the credits rolled, almost everyone in the audience, including me and my mother, groaned in unison. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's got the Elder Wand! Whoa. Oh my god, that was so cool! I can't believe it! What's gonna happen next? Son of a bitch! I would have sat through a 5-hour movie for this movie. because it just needed it. But I don't know what to tell you. They just want more money. I'm not even making a joke about it. They just want more money. They just want a second ticket price out of this. There is no other reason for this. Everyone would have sat through a 5-hour movie. Some people wouldn't have. Just got it on DVD later. They wouldn't mind. But there was no reason to have it in 2 parts apart from getting more money. It's just pointless. I mean, lengthen the movie. That's brilliant. But I didn't like the ending. It annoyed me. The final thing that I say I didn't like about the movie, this is really hard to explain. How am I going to say this? Well, the opening was probably the most annoying thing for me. It was all out of order, and they added in something. True, it was good for the movie, but when they were doing the whole thing with them all leaving their homes, to be honest, I was bored. I got bored during that scene. I just said, come on, roll the credits so we can get into something good. And then they did roll the credits and we went to Snape, and that was brilliant, because it had Voldemort. We haven't seen him since the 5th one, because in the 6th one he who was not in this movie instead of He Must Not Be Named. So it was great to see Voldemort again, and it went better from there. It just shot up, and it's always great to see Ralph Fiennes. The opening with Hermione erasing the memories of her parents, not required. The exposition later where she tells Harry and Ron would have been better, and they could have done a flashback. That would have been better than the opening of this. It would have been better to go to the opening titles after the snake eats the Muggle Studies teacher. That would have been awesome. In conclusion, I loved Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. I truly, truly did. But there was a lot of stupid moments in it, and to be honest, they annoyed me. I did love the film. There were a lot of really exceptional moments in the movie. And of course, Ralph Fiennes kicks ass, and everyone around him kicks ass, including the Death Eaters, and especially Severus Snape, even with such a small amount of screen time, he does incredibly well. And, well, I don't know whether to give it a 6 or 7, so I'm just going to say 6.5 out of 7, simply because there's a lot of stupid moments, then he has a lot of great moments, and to be honest, there's a lot more good moments than there are bad moments. So 6.5, 7, I don't know what to give it. But to be honest, just watch this movie and you'll understand what I mean. If you're a Harry Potter fan, you'll love it. If you're a critic, you'll love it, but it'll be a bit iffy at parts. If you've read the books, you'll feel it's a bit iffy at parts, unless you're a diehard fan. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who's trying to kid themselves that it's really, really excellent, and there's nothing wrong with it. Well, I tried that, but I have to be honest. And this is my honest opinion, and it's just an opinion. I'm sorry if I've offended anyone. I know there are a lot of diehard Harry Potter fans, and I probably get a lot of hate mail for this. But Deathly Hallows was just goofy. There were a lot of goofy moments. I mean, it's like the Spider-Man 3. Action's brilliant. Everything's great. It's a fucking amazing movie to watch. I loved it. But some of the moments in it were just goofy. Just goofy. I'm Darth Medios, and that's pretty much it.